You know, the stickbait bite really is probably my favorite bite of the year. I start my open water season every year on the Rainy River. Those fish on the river hitting plastics up shallow, just clobbering baits. And then as soon as I can get the boat on the water here on the lake, we come in here and fish stickbaits for these giant pike. And you guys know, I mean, when you find these fish shallow, they're aggressive. And for me, I don't fish. It's not soon as there's fish. It's not as soon as it's open water. But what I'll typically do is I'll let the water warm up a little bit. It seems like you need 3, 4, 5 days of bright sun and warmth to kind of get these bays warmed up just a little bit. And there's 2 different times it seems like you can target these pike. Real early, and that's when the pike first come in to spawn. And then they're gonna spawn, you're gonna catch these fish, and then they're gonna move back out again. And the next time you've got, we've got fish all over the board here. The next time is these fish will come back in when the bait fish move in. So right now, that's basically what we're doing here, is that the pike are starting to move back into these bays, chasing bait fish. And this bite can really last until first part of July, actually. As you get into the middle of summer, you're not gonna get the huge numbers of fish, but you're gonna get really big fish. So you don't have to sit over the side of the boat and jig and minnow fish from June, July. You can fish stick baits like this and catch big fish from May until the first part of July in 2 to 5 feet of water.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Max wrap, baby.
Are you getting anywhere?
No. It was just one of those violent hits. Head shake, run, run, run. And now it's just mano a mano, locked up. All I can see is the Max wrap going by underwater. Nice gator. He's gonna be mad.
Oh, nice fish.
It's just testing me right now. He ain't done yet.
I'm assuming you don't want to lip him?
Nope, I do not. I can't play piano, but I want to be able to, should I decide to learn. Awesome.
Woo! We got him or he's got us, I'm not sure. Everybody out.
What a fish. Just out there twitching the Max wrap. You know, it's got that nice balsa action. Here, grab that for me, please. Nice balsa action, tight shimmy, real durable plastic. It's kind of like that perfect pike bait. Something kind of new from Rapala. Of course, they never seem to make a stinker. Always making great products. Just one more product that, you know, I'm really enjoying fishing with, because these pike can be just murder on the balsa baits. That is a lot of fish. I'm gonna let them go. I'm not gonna be able to hold them much longer.
Nice fish, man.
Thank you. Oh, sweetheart. Oh,
slimy knuckles.
I'm counting hands and big toes here. Woo! That was awesome.
This is a better fish here. Oh,
it's a
giant smallmouth. Did you see the size of that?
Yep.
This is a big smallmouth.
That thing is 3.5 pounds. You get a little bit of everything back here, don't you?
A little bit of everything, baby. How fun is that? Whew, look at that fish. Look at that fish.
Heck, he might go almost 3.5, 4 pounds, Chris.
That's a nice smallmouth right there. Look at that. And it just barely have him in the skin there. So it just goes to show, I mean, that sometimes that back rail is just so important. That's a lot of fun. Let's just put a little measurement on him here. Just about 20 inches. Make a lot of bass tournament guys pretty happy. And I assure you, we'll let them go. Look at the colors, how dark that fish is. Just
that is a fat mama too.
You know, the stained water up here, everything gets a real good dark coloration. Pike, walleyes, and definitely the big smallies too. So the bass guys out there, this one's for you. A lot of fun. Can't see stick baits here. Big pike, walleyes, smallmouth. Of course, right now it's early in the season, we're just chasing pike, but you know, occasionally you can hook into a fish like that. Got one there, Holst?
That's a walleye. It's a good one.
Oh, that's a good walleye.
Yeah, this is a good walleye. Real nice one. Completely untargeted, but we'll take it. You know what? I'm just gonna lift it up.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's save ourselves some net time.
Buddy.
Yeah.
Beauty.
You know, Chris made the point earlier. You know, this is where the fish have come to spawn. This is where they're going to remain to feed for the next 2 or 3 weeks. Everything's in here. It's running big. You're going to run into big pike, the occasional muskie, lots of big walleye. In fact, Chris just made the point to me that most of his biggest walleyes for the summer will be caught back here over the next 2 or 3 weeks. And that is a beautiful fish. Walleye. Got that on a Max Wrap. It's probably a bait that you're probably not familiar with. Rapala has introduced a plastic version of their ever so famous and effective original 13 floater, and this one's hard plastic to stand up to, you know, some real tough fish. In here, we're fishing these pikes a lot of time. The balsa baits, they get beat up pretty good, but that plastic version, that thing will last forever, and it will obviously produce some real nice fish. And like I said, I think that was my 2nd or 3rd cast ever fishing that bait, so off to a real nice start as far as I'm concerned. There we go. You know, one of the real nice things about fishing Rainy Lake this time of year is it's one of the few bodies of water in Minnesota where you can actually target some game fish. Summer set aside, they're still out of season like the walleyes, but you can come in here and target these huge northern pike, and that's what brings us to Rainy Lake at this time of year. As soon as the ice goes out, a guy can get out here in a boat, target these wonderful northern pike that this lake is famous for, and no matter how hard you try to make sure that you don't catch other species, it's just going to happen. Have you fished that Max Wrap very much, Chris?
Yeah.
What's your impression so far?
I like it. It's got a little bit more of a loose wobble than, say, like the 13, where I think the 13's got a little bit of a tighter wobble in that balsa. And what I've been doing, James, I've been taking that Max Wrap, and anytime I'm in that 3 feet to 6 feet of water, I've been using that. But you can cast it a mile. And then I've been using the size 13 when I get into this 10 inches of water, or 2 feet.
There he is. If you take away one thing from watching what we're doing here, it's that pause, that patience on the pause. And what we do is we keep a tight line to the bait, but what we're not doing is moving it. So that bait swims along, jerks, and then just stops. When those fish see that, if they're trailing it at all, they just come unglued, and that's what triggers these bites. If you spent your day out here casting and retrieving straight, I don't know that you'd catch much of anything at all. Another one for the Max Wrap.
Yeah, you're absolutely right about that pause, James. I've been doing this a long time. The stickbait bite is just dynamite here when the water's cool, and that pause is just critical. You know, many times I'll try to demonstrate it, and you know, guys, like, I think people are just too amped up. You know, they just want to quick cast it, quick reel it in, just cover a lot of ground. But you have to reel a little bit, snap it, pause, hold. You know, count for a couple seconds, pause, snap it a few times, hold it. It's that pause is where you're going to catch your fish. I promise you, if you come out here and you just cast these, I don't care if it's the same exact color, the same exact spot, you're not going to catch any fish. With stick baits, the key for catching fish is the pause. The twitch is important, absolutely. The pause is where you catch fish.
Nice little pike. I like her demeanor. She was good to me while I was handling her.
Well behaved.
Off you go.
There he is. Can't get a sentence in. I don't exactly know what this is for sure.
I think it's pike.
This time of year, water temperature is critical, and we've been fighting a brutal cold front, frankly. Water temperatures dropped about 8 degrees in one day, and just to be completely honest with you, I've been burning through my spots, and we've been catching little pike after little pike, and we thought we'd hit one more spot. Water's a little bit warmer, and we found a better caliber of fish. Funny, this water on Rainy Lake is so dark. Unlike other fisheries where we're only in 2 feet of water, you'd easily be able to see this fish. You can see 6 inches under the water. So it's gonna be a surprise either way. Which is good if you land them, not so good if he shakes your hooks. Once again, I'm just throwing that size 13 original floating Rapala. It's not rocket science. It's a balsa floater. It allows me to cast in and literally 6 inches of water and walk it out and kind of weave it in and out of these bulrushes, and it'll put giant fish on the board.
Nice fish, Chris.
Not a bad fish. Not a bad fish.
It's a dandy.
Ready?
Doesn't matter if I'm ready, man.
Come on, baby. Come on, baby. We own her.
Yes.
Yes.
Eating up my fravel net. Oh.
That's a lot of fish right there. That's a lot of fish. Well, before she does a super roll on us, let's see if we can't. If you keep some tension on the net here, hopefully you can keep it from rolling. Normally we'll have our big Fravel, big scoop net, and somebody by the name of me forgot that back on shore. So I've got my walleye net, and frankly, fish of this caliber, it's a little bit overmatched.
All right.
Look at that fish.
She's loose.
Look at that fish right there.
Yeah.
That is a big, big pike. Feels like it spawned out. It's fat, but it's real saggy. I think these eggs are all gone. She's in here recovering from the spawn and just starting to eat. Holst and I are in here putting the beans to him right now. Nice. Well, sweetheart, thanks for all the memories. Oh, what a great pike. Oh. Little tail. You know, these big pike like this, if you just hold them upright, they're gonna pull away from you. You don't wanna just toss them overboard. Hold them upright, let them get their bearings, and let them pull out of your hand.
That is an awesome sight, man.
For another day right there. Love it, love it.
Too much fun. Light tackle, pike, early season. You know, that's one thing we got to mention again. The rest of Minnesota is closed as far as game fish are concerned. Up here on Rainy Lake, it's a pike free-for-all. You know, it's about another 10 days for the regular opener in Minnesota. We're up here playing with these big fish, having a great time.
I don't think it gets much better.
I think that's my blood. Here, there, rub it in, man.
They were Pike brothers.
Yes, exactly. Well, that's our first Hooked Up for 2012. Won't be the last. You're going to see a lot more of this gentleman. Of course, I'm going to be putting out a bunch of Hooked Up episodes myself. And really the whole idea behind Hooked Up is just short videos showing you what we do out here, stuff that might not make the TV show. Going to be very educational and hopefully a lot of fun. So make sure you stick around, tune in for that next Hooked Up. Chris, thank you. Bump.
Nice.